Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. The first news is that our Field Marshal, General Awami Lens, has now addressed teachers. This is part of an ongoing campaign where political gatherings are taking place, and our DG ISPR is moving from one college to another, from one university to the next. Meanwhile, lower-ranking colonels are visiting schools to deliver lectures. In previous vlogs, we highlighted how these colonels explain to young children that social media is extremely dangerous. We shared a complete report on how colonels fear nothing, not even Rafale jets. But they do fear social media because it tells the truth. Now, General Awami Lens has addressed teachers. However, this speech was silent, meaning his voice was not released. His last publicly released speech was at the Overseas Convention, which drew much criticism. Since then, it seems he has decided that only muted videos of his speeches will be shared. Interestingly, when the DG ISPR speaks, they at least add background music or national songs, but in this case it was completely silent. Only the applause from the gathered teachers, who are clearly government employees made to attend, could be heard. In his silent statement, General Lens reportedly said, "We must build a strong state in which all institutions work according to the Constitution, without political pressure, for the welfare of the people. Mashallah." But making such a statement is, ironically, the biggest unconstitutional act. What does the army chief have to do with saying we must build a constitutional state? If you truly believe in the Constitution, you should remain within your military professional domain. This was a political speech. You're not an elected Prime Minister or President. You're the army chief, and your job is to defend the country in accordance with the wishes of the elected representatives. But here you are, attempting to build a strong state on your own. Just like Ayub Khan made himself Field Marshal, you've also done so, and now you want to rebuild the state. Yet, while you ask others to operate within the Constitution, you yourself are violating it. This contradiction between your actions and words is baffling. He also gave another interesting statement. Our educational institutions should be centers of critical thinking, reasoning, and constructive criticism. Mashallah again. But critical thinking, questioning, and reasoning, you don't even let the media ask questions. If anyone dares to question or criticize, you send a Vigo, police vehicle, to pick them up and beat them. There's a huge contradiction between what you preach and what you practice. Hopefully, the teachers present were smart enough to recognize that these are just empty words, mere lip service. Just recently, one of your colonels in uniform told children not to use social media, something which is outside his professional jurisdiction, hence unconstitutional. Similarly, you are also involved in actions outside your mandate. Next story, let's turn to politics. You're looking for a guarantor for Imran Khan all over the world. Why is PMLN doing this? Why is a guarantor needed? We'll explain that shortly. But first, let's talk about the next 5 days, which are expected to bring extreme global weather due to climate change and global warming. That doesn't necessarily mean heat everywhere. In some places, there may be unexpected cold or rain. However, globally, temperatures might hit record highs, so stay cautious. A video was shown of a Swiss village buried under an avalanche from a melting glacier, a clear result of global warming. Though people were evacuated in advance, some residents may still be missing. Meanwhile, India has blocked our water, especially in the Chenab River, where the flow has dropped by 54,000 cusecs, almost completely cut off. But we think we've already won the war. The real problem is we're not ready to hear the truth, even about religion. Just like how the army chief talks about freedom of thought and questioning, but doesn't allow it in practice. In a previous vlog, I quoted a US think tank that said Pakistan has air superiority, but we didn't like hearing that we're behind in missile technology. We want to be ahead in everything, whether it's true or not. Are we living in a fool's paradise? Could it be that when the real lion shows up, we end up doing nothing? Or when real trouble strikes us, we find ourselves unprepared? The questions we are raising are about our preparedness. We're not here to give India any medals. Obviously, if India ever wages war, the entire nation will unite and face it. But these questions are important. They fired 24 missiles, and we couldn't intercept even a single one. Not one was destroyed. It is being said that the missiles fired on the first day were likely air-to-surface missiles. Pakistan does have the equipment to intercept such missiles. A very senior retired officer from the Air Force wrote to me in detail about the systems we have that could have stopped those missiles. His question was, if we had the systems and we knew missiles were coming, why didn't we stop them? Why did 30 to 35 of our people become martyrs due to those strikes? These are the questions we should keep asking. Simply declaring victory while the Chenab River's water has been cut off and celebrating inside our homes doesn't make sense. Sure, we defended ourselves. We didn't break India into two like in 1971, nor did we occupy large parts of its territory. They attacked us and we defended ourselves. Our Air Force performed well, we defended ourselves, but their missiles still killed our civilians. So the repeated question is, why didn't we intercept those missiles? So please ask yourself these questions too. It's great to be happy, but your happiness won't restore the 54,000 cusecs of water that are no longer flowing into the Chenab. Due to this water shortage, future crops may be ruined. So no, everything is not okay. We need water. Fine, you've won the war. Now bring the water back too. We'll keep raising these questions. Now the PMLN, Nawaz League, says there's no one in the world who can act as a guarantor for Imran Khan, but Imran Khan never asked for a guarantor, so why is Iqbal saying this? Let's answer why they want a guarantor. They want to release Imran Khan from jail. Rana Sanola has repeatedly said on television that they fear Imran Khan won't spare them once he's out, that he'll hold them accountable. So now they are asking heads of various countries to guarantee that Imran Khan won't go after them once released. But Imran Khan isn't like them. He hasn't hidden his wealth and assets in those countries, he's not their agent or lackey, and he maintains independent thinking. Those countries know they can interact with him on mutual respect, but they can't pressure or manipulate him. Hence, those countries have said, we do not have the power to guarantee Imran Khan's actions. Imran Khan never asked for a guarantor. Iqbal, the field marshal, and their entire regime want a guarantor who will say, once released, Imran Khan won't touch the 26th Amendment, won't engage in politics for a year or two, and won't pursue accountability of these people. They want the same kind of guarantor arrangement that Nawaz Sharif had when he made a deal with the late president or army chief Pervez Musharraf. Remember how Nawaz Sharif broke his promise to those guarantors? They had to come to Pakistan and show the agreement during a press conference, waving the document Nawaz had signed, which he later violated. So now PMLN wants a similar deal with Imran Khan. But they don't realize that Imran is ready to serve jail time. He doesn't want a deal. That's their problem. People know that Imran Khan is not controlled from outside. That's why guaranteeing his actions is difficult. In other words, it's hard to control him because he hasn't hoarded money in foreign lands. I have great respect for Dr. Samar Mubarakmand. He's played a valuable role. But remember, he was promoted by Chaudhry Sahib to replace Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan. He has long worked closely with Chaudhry Nizamuddin. No harm in that, he's been part of the system. One of Dr. Samar's contributions was a decade ago when he claimed he had found gold in Chinio. You'll remember the picture. Our naive Prime Minister at the time was holding the supposed gold like a treasure, but no real gold came out of that site. The quality wasn't viable. Plus, the cost of extraction was more than the worth of the material. So Dr. Samar is clearly outdated in this modern age of AI and cutting-edge tech. Now, if you publicly say on television that we'll hijack and destroy their dams, even a technologically average country will start preparing its defense against such threats, let alone India, which is reasonably advanced. Dr. Samar said, if they block water, we'll destroy 3 dams. Well, they already have. The Baglihar and Kishanganga dams are already blocking water. So when are you pressing the button? Because if you don't, our farmers will suffer. They won't get water. Dr. Samar also seems to ignore the fact that India has nearly 5,000 dams while we have about 150, only 2 of which are significant. So if we blow up theirs, what makes us think they won't retaliate and destroy ours? They're not going to place sweets outside our dams, so avoid war. This kind of jingoism is understandable from someone like Moeed, a warmonger. But we should speak sensibly. We shouldn't sell war to our people. We should sell logic. Another very interesting update. Indian media has gone completely off the rails. Just as we have our own mini Arnab Goswamis, young loudmouths selling hate 24/7, India has their own doing the same. They sell hate without thinking of the consequences. One such Pakistani journalist interviewed a former RAW chief, Asdulat, and asked whether he had secretly visited Pakistan. Watch what happened next. He angrily snapped, "Who told you? Who said that?" So this is the current state of Indian media. They're selling war, hate, and anti-Pakistan rhetoric. Sadly, so are many on our side, selling the same things, not realizing the consequences. Just like India thinks we wear bangles and won't respond, what do you think we'll do if attacked? Just sit back? Of course not. Both sides will suffer. Innocent lives will be lost. So may God protect every region from war. Nothing comes out of it. Moeed is already crazy for war. But now even our own leaders are joining the madness. A few years ago, they never even used to mention India's name, even when credible outlets like The Guardian reported that Indian agents were killing Pakistani citizens. Our doctrine then was to build peace, not war. But now, even a firecracker goes off and we start screaming Indian agent, Indian hand, just to provoke the public. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.